of Gary Sanchez's experience working with Japanese pitchers, would you consider keeping Sugano with him primarily, or do you anticipate Sugano will work with Adley and Gary kind of equally?
He's going to throw to both guys in camp, and that wasn't. Yeah, we're not going to be specific on who catches Sagano. It's going to, at least as of right now, both guys are going to catch him, and then just like every other starter.
What stood out to you about Sagano's side yesterday?
Just the command. Talking to Gary after a little bit, and I watched from behind, just the command of his fastball, the movement on his split finger, just the command of all of his pitches, but the breaking ball just looked like he knew what he was doing.
To tell you a lot, just the way Sanchez was reacting to him with the wows and pointing out.
Yeah, he threw some really good splits and some good breaking balls. So, and the fastball command was, if he missed by only a couple inches. So, pretty impressive in your first side.
As you watch, you gather everybody there. Everyone getting together, a little clapping, a little pep talk. What's the message you want to send this year as you're really kicking off camp?
I thought we had a great first day yesterday, and I told them yesterday how impressed I was, or I am right now, with the shape that all these guys came in. We had so many guys here early. They're really motivated, and I think a lot of guys are, coming off a couple playoff losses, and I think that there's a lot of motivation for these guys in camp right now, and staff as well. And I've been really impressed with how eager they are to get on the field.
Do you anticipate maybe using a little more small ball this year? You've never been a big bunter, but last year there wasn't much at all.
I think bunting in appropriate times in sacrifice situations. I think we were leading the league in runs scored the first half, and the second half we weren't as good offensively. I think missing a couple guys impacted that, but I think then in a sack situation late in the game it presents itself, I think it is something that we'll continue to do. I'd like to see us bunt for a hit a little bit more. I'd like to see us run a little bit more this year also. So, it's a lot of it's personnel driven as well, but I would like to see us definitely run more.
Well, speaking of that, you have two guys with good speed in Cowser and Holiday, who didn't have a ton of stolen bases, but they can run. Are you wanting them to incorporate more steals in their game?
It's definitely it's going to be an emphasis in this camp, is get them more comfortable on the bases and working on their jumps and get in games, getting them more aggressive. I think as a young player, you don't want to make a mistake, and so playing on the conservative side is more natural and more normal, especially when you're playing close games, trying to win every game. It's harder on a good team that's trying to get to the postseason than it is with our teams 19, 20, 21, where you could just, we could run just to be aggressive. But when the game matters a little bit more, and it's later in the game especially, young guys just sometimes get a little cautious. And we're trying to work on a lot this spring training, try to free those guys up a little bit.
Do you think it matters to get off to a good start in spring training and to have the vibes be good and to get that momentum going into the season?
Yeah, spring training results are, I think that you just want to play good baseball. I don't think that we're going to judge our spring training on wins and losses just because the last 4 innings are really a crapshoot, and there's a lot of guys that aren't going to be on your team or the other team. So first couple weeks of spring, guys are just trying to kind of get their legs underneath them, get them in game shape. So wins and losses really are lower end of the priority list. It's mainly about getting our guys in shape, understanding our fundamentals, playing good team baseball, guys working on some things that we feel like is important.
The beginning of spring training can have the potential to bring a little bit of drama with it, with new guys coming in, the discussion of roles and whether guys are willing to do those roles. How pleased have you been that it doesn't appear like any of that is going on here?
No, I think that our guys we have a lot of individual meetings every morning, and talking with guys, there's a lot of, we want to just do whatever we can to win to win, and you're hearing that from the majority of our players. So that's been refreshing.
Brandon, your core is young, but it's not quite as young. And as you see guys, you talk about guys coming in shape and showing up that way. What are some of the things you want to see and have you seen from the young guys to show that they are growing and maturing as they get there?
Yeah, well, definitely physically. There's some guys are physically got a lot stronger from last year. I think that we've had, some guys get a little bit of taste in the big leagues that understand the adjustments that they need to make and looking for another opportunity. I've just been impressed by all these guys on how ready that they are. I feel like a lot of these guys are almost ready to play games already. It was the second day of full squad, so it's been. I love the makeup of our team right now, and I think that our guys are pushing each other right now.
When somebody does get to experience the big leagues for the first time, what are some things you look for after their first offseason with that experience to show you whether they learned certain lessons or not?
I think you have an off season to kind of digest, what you went through. You understand mentally what it takes to play up there. That the speed of the game is totally different. The pitching you face is totally different. The pressure is not even close to what you're facing in AAA. So I think more like mindset. I like listening to these guys right now a little bit of kind of what they went through last year, and they're honest about it, and things that they feel like they need to work on this off season. I think Colton Couch is a great example of that. From the year before, made some nice swing adjustments. Broke with the team. Wasn't playing every day early, but kind of waited his turn, and you saw the difference in spring training, and then he goes second American League Rookie of the Year. So thought he made a great adjustment throughout the offseason.
Have you caught any of Tyler O'Neill's lifting sessions yet? And what have been your impressions of how he just kind of takes care of the ball?
I have not, but I think he does a pretty good job of that. He's obviously really strong, and he likes to wear tight shirts, so it's noticeable.
What have you seen from Kobe Mayo defensively? Obviously, we know what he brings on the offensive side of the plate.
Yeah, it's just been one day. So one day of full squad. It's an area where he's just a young player continuing to grow defensively. He's gonna get a lot of reps at third base, maybe a little bit of first also. I'm gonna try to play as much as I possibly can.
Skipper, pitcher day. What do you want to see between now and Saturday first pitch? You got a few days left just to kind of do some things. What would you like to see now?
Well, it's getting guys in shape. It's getting guys in game shape. Today is our first day of practicing a team fundamental. We have a lot of live batting practices still happening. When I see guys just continue to get their timing down as much as possible before games start. Nothing replicates games, even live BPs. But you try to kind of speed things up a little bit for them to kind of get them ready. So get their legs underneath them. We're going to base run a lot to try to get them in spikes on dirt shape as much as we possibly can, and just get them ready for games this weekend.